Rated mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey guys, what is going on in the world today? Guys, shortly here, we're going to start our broadcast here, our recording for our bonus episode. I'm going to be calling it, Can You Deal with Gig Workers? And it seems to be like the new norm of instant work, right? Gig workers, platforms, and Uber seem to be pretty much today in America. Guys, we got a lot here on the show. Stay tuned as you can find this episode on anchor.fm /Savage Unfiltered, as well as other platforms. Could be
Savaged Unfiltered.
Just give you a vague explanation that, it's based on factors like how far away it is, how many items.
SHIP disputes any claims that shoppers are not provided with transparency. It says the new payment system did not change the average pay for workers, and that shoppers have the opportunity to see the pay range for the shop and delivery, including the minimum they will be paid. In the gig economy, what workers need and employers want can sometimes be at odds. This can lead to contractors putting in longer hours than expected, chasing the next ride or task to make ends meet.
If you do 50 rides in 3 days, then you get an extra $150. And those bonuses are deceiving because they are completely controlled by the company. So as you get closer and closer to the number 50, it gets harder and harder for you to actually get meet your bonus number.
They gamify the whole experience. So you keep the eye on the prize with a Z. You don't keep the eye on the price. They pay the bonus that is supposed to be a bonus actually out of your own pocket. So it seems like a lot of money, but is it really?
Companies can also pay gig workers to sign up more people to work for the service.
But you're also getting paid to saturate even more the market, to flood the market even more. So you're also shooting yourself in the foot.
In the case of Uber, for example, once you're in,
you get a lot of good fares. Algorithmically, the system is designed such that new drivers get hooked because they think that this is like a way to make money. And then when you're an older driver, when you've invested in a car, etc., your income starts to drop off dramatically.
Back to Iode, a trade union representative. He says this is what's happening to Uber drivers where he works.
If you look at Nigeria, they take driver every minute, every second. Most of the people that collect a loan to put car into their platform cannot meet up. It's not a joke that people are suffering, people are not making money, but they have trapped people into their system already.
Uber told us it has pledged to improve the quality and security of platform work. For example, they plan to make their earning estimator available to more than 40% of active US drivers in over 30 cities by the end of the year. So is the law keeping up to protect gig workers' rights? Digital rights experts say the lack of transparency around apps' algorithms takes power away from the workers, but that insights on data processing could be used to argue gig workers are employees rather than contractors. From Britain to India, gig workers have started to fight back and demand better pay and working conditions.
Courts have found that these workers are employees. For the smaller companies, you've seen the reclassification of some workers in the U.S., certainly in Europe and Italy and in England. For the larger companies, because they have the capital to keep up the fight, they have done so.
Gig sector companies spent $205 million on a campaign which led to a major victory in California in November 2019. The industry-backed measure, known as Prop 22, was successfully passed in a statewide vote which cements workers' position as independent contractors.
With the passage of Prop 22, we've seen venture capitalists come out and write opinion pieces that say that this creates an opportunity for them to spread gig work to the health, education, retail, and hospitality sectors. So now is really the time for state actors to step in and say absolutely not.
As countries around the world face economic uncertainties, experts say that it is time to improve conditions for all low-paid workers.
We need to make sure that we protect, that we raise the bar across the low-wage industries and across low-wage service markets. Because the only reason that people are working on these gig platforms and having these apps that they work through is because other alternatives.
Hello guys, welcome to today's show. Welcome guys. For those who are listening in the background, I have decided to take this episode, a bonus episode of the Savage Brief, over to the nearby park here. Here in Florida. I no longer reside in Georgia anymore. I moved my life, my show, and in my entire world over to the Sunshine State. So yes, guys, we are broadcasting out of Florida. And we are broadcasting out of a very beautiful park here in Cocoa Beach, Florida. So, I'm sitting at the park here, guys, and it goes to question, like a lot of us folks, we don't enjoy the little things. I can tell you right now that I'm sitting here at the park. I'm enjoying the nice white ducks, the geese, the birds, and everything else. Little things like that, guys. We really don't look at them clearly. There's not a lot of people that like doing these things. I love it. Nature is a beautiful thing, provided by Mother Nature, God, however you want to look at it. Such majestic creatures here that I'm looking at here at the park. So beautiful. Anyway, guys, I want to talk about the latest topic here on the show. I want to get into the ride sharing, right? The gig type of services that we have here in the country. Uber, Lyft, your different food services such as Doordash and Uber Eats and all those great apps, right, that we tend to use just about on a daily basis. Now, why am I bringing this up? Why am I discussing this on the show today? Well, I'm going to tell you for one of two reasons, guys. One reason is that I've been noticing a lot where a lot of people, especially in the area that I reside in now, that I live in now in Cocoa Beach, Florida, really, with nasty behavior sometimes. Like you wouldn't imagine half of the experience that I've seen already. Even dealing with this up in Atlanta, Georgia, where I used to live, you would see a lot of people harassing these drivers, and it would go on both ends too. You would see a lot of the drivers that were like literally nasty themselves too, expecting, like, how come you didn't give me a fucking tip and this and that, really nasty people. But, I want to ask that question since we're on this topic here. What is a gig job? What is it? Well, it seems to be the new trend hitting the country today. These gig type jobs, right? Whether you're driving for a ride sharing company such as Uber, you're delivering food such as Doordash, or you're just, they have moving apps now. Just about everything, folks, is on a app. It's on a damn app now. And the amount of opportunity is endless, folks. I mean, the money, the possibilities behind this thing is phenomenal. So the other day, folks, I can tell you right now, I decided to take to my liberty of ordering some food, got in a little late, You know, I didn't want to sit at the hot stove and slave over a meal and, you know, spend about an hour and a half prepping and making it for myself. You know, I just didn't want to do that. You know, it's okay. It's okay. You know, you don't want to cook sometimes. I think you're up to, you know, ordering a little food or having food delivered to your home or office, right? So I decided to order some food through Doordash, okay? And I'm going to get into the experience here, just what had happened, you know, because this experience, folks, was, I mean, it was different. I can tell you right now, a lot different than any other experience I ever experienced in my life. So, you know, I'm on the app. I'm ordering, you know, some type of Chinese food dish from some restaurant in the local area. Okay. And, you know, I'm waiting and everything. I think the exact time said it was going to be about between 15 to 30 minutes, you know, and I'm like, all right, that's not too bad. 15, 30 minutes. I can wait. Well, folks, we're getting up to the 20-minute mark after I placed my order, everything else. We're getting up to the 20-minute mark, okay? I'm contacting the driver that was assigned to pick up and deliver my meal. No answer. I'm texting, no answer. At this point, I'm now frustrated. I'm angry. I'm pissed off. I'm wondering, you know, where the fuck is my food? Like, where the hell is it at? I ordered this food. I spent, you know, almost $25 on this meal, and still there's nothing. Zada, Zabuk, nothing, right? So I'm waiting. 20 minutes goes into almost 30 minutes. I'm contacting the driver again, you know, because that's what you do, you know. If they do leave a phone number. And another form of contact in the app. You can either text or you can call the driver and speak to the driver. The driver's not answering, okay? He's not answering. And how do I know it's a he? Because, you know, it shows the picture on the app, right? Which is, it's a convenience. It's a little safety feature. So I finally get a hold of the driver. After, you know, just almost 10, 15 minutes of yelling and screaming and, you know, acting like a madman myself, you know, and I'm like, hello, sir, you know, I'm such and such. I believe that you were assigned to my order. I'm just wondering where it's at. And the driver is literally yelling like a madman over the phone. Yelling, screaming. You don't know how bad of a day I had and this and that and what the fuck is your problem? And I mean, this guy is going, I mean, he's going unfiltered himself, you know? And I was like, you know what? Listen, you know, calm down. I'm sure you had a long day with other orders and, you know, other things that you're doing. But, you know, let's be reasonable. Let's talk like, you know, grown adults here, grown men. Let's try to resolve this thing. So after waiting almost 30 minutes, he's putting me into another channel of frustration and anger after what he had decided to do. Okay? He then cancels the order on his end. So now my order is with this driver. He canceled it. I didn't know you can do that. Apparently you can. Canceled my order. The order's with the driver. The driver probably was freaking eating it to begin with. Cancels the order. Now I'm without food. So now my options are to huff and puff like a little boy or call up the company and file a dispute on my behalf. So that's what I did, folks. I filed a dispute on my behalf. I get a I don't get a customer service agent because they don't do that now. Everything is through texts and through the apps and emails and all this garbage. So, I'm on the app. I'm talking to this like robot, agent thing. And he's questioning, the time and, did I make contact with the driver? And I'm like, did I make contact? The driver never showed up. He canceled my order after he picked it up. So at this point, I'm given options. I'm either given an option to get fully refunded back to the method of payment that I used, right? Or I will be assigned to another driver and then I have to wait another 15, possibly 40 minutes. Now, this is going into like 30, 35 minutes already. So now the customer service, this robot agent thing from the app, is telling me possibly another 30 minutes. So that's over an hour, folks, for food that costs no more than maybe $23, $25. Now, I did this because I didn't feel like cooking to begin with. I was tired. I was out all day. And I just wanted something quick, right? Remember back in the day, we go to McDonald's and, you go through the drive-thru or you go in and it was quick. That's why they call it fast food, right? It's quick. Well, these apps, folks, are supposed to be quick. They're supposed to be convenient. How the hell is it convenient when people are going to be difficult like this? And that goes into my title, how to deal with gig workers. How to deal with this. Guys, we'll be right back after these words. Don't touch the dial.
Alexa, it's game day.
Streaming football on Prime Video. Closing blinds. Chilling rosé. Rosé?
Well, it's an afternoon game.
Huh. It's like she can read your mind. Your mind. I love that we get to sleep in. Ordering fresh mint mouthwash. Extra strength.
I'm thinking I should get a spray tan, because that's on Wednesday.
Activating blender.
Funeral's on Monday.
What about the gold, Papa? Can't you see? That treasure all along. It was here.
Love the eye patch. When does the show open?
March 8th.
Setting reminder to fake your own death on March 8th.
What the?
We have to do those love scenes with hot guys. Is that fun or is that like the worst?
It's the worst.
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
This bread's delicious.
Oh, good.
Did you make it?
Yes, it's from my Gammy's recipe.
Announcement. Gammy is short for she bought it at Whole Foods. Announcement. Colin left the oysters in the car for 5 hours.
It's probably better Alexa can't read your mind.
Bad idea.
What's the game?
All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it here up on the show of shows. It's getting a little windy here, but I wanted to come on here and give you my little story of, just how to deal with that. Maybe that overworked, underpaid gig worker, how I experienced. And, maybe, just maybe, you won't have the same experience that I had. But like I said, it's getting windy here. You could probably hear it in the background. I do want to make an announcement. We got some big shows coming up for August here. Going to have Joseph Leonard back on the show. The author of Terror Strikes on the show, guys, as well as Tommy Nation Politics joining us tomorrow afternoon for episode 297, as well as episode 300. We're going to have Sauce on the show. So we got some other guests joining the show, waiting for the confirmation. As soon as I get the confirmation, I will announce it on the show. most likely tomorrow afternoon with myself and Tommy Nation. Remember, guys, hit that like, hit that follow button, and we hope to see you on the next one, guys. Take it easy.